Dr. Murphy may not communicate like you do, he may not communicate like I do, but make no mistake, he does communicate. And he inspires.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 The Good Doctor moments.
You tried to walk, you made a mistake, but mistakes are good. You should make more.
Why do you think I can't handle your selfishness, neediness, and messiness? I think I can.
You think you love me?
I do.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most memorable, dramatic, or satisfying scenes from The Good Doctor. A spoiler warning is now in effect. What are some of your absolute favorite moments from this show? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Treatment at the airport. In the pilot episode, Sean Murphy takes a bus to San Jose Airport where he tries to cope with the sea of stimulation around him. Then, just as he's adjusting, a sign crashes down and shatters glass all over a young boy. Sean springs into action, saving the boy's life.
You have to put the pressure higher up. There.
This early scene showed us life from Sean's perspective, and at the same time, demonstrated his skills as a doctor. It's a fantastic first impression that makes for a perfect introduction to the character.
Who are you?
Hello, I'm Dr. Sean Murphy. I'm a surgical resident at San Jose St. Bonaventure Hospital.
Number 9. Claire confronts a patient. Unless you've experienced firsthand the effect of racism, it's difficult to imagine what some people go through. Dr. Claire Brown is placed in an awkward situation when she has to help a patient who identifies as a Nazi.
I didn't go to college. I didn't have no affirmative action to get me in, but you did. All because some bleeding heart liberal in the dean's office cheered up reading your essay about your crack whore mama. Ah, what the hell?
At first, she's ejected from the operating room when her personal feelings interfere with the procedure.
Clear the field, Dr. Brown. Not my operative field, the surgical field. Scrub out.
Excuse me?
You're done. Step out of my OR.
However, later, when the patient's life is immediately at risk, she puts aside her misgivings and saves the man's life. It comes to a head when Claire proudly tells her racist patient how hard she's worked to get where she is.
2 jobs, 2 roommates, every step of the way. And that is what got me to the place where I could save your life.
It's a great teaching moment that shows us how everyone deserves to be treated equally. Number 8. Andrews sees Shaun's value. The first season explored Shaun's capabilities as a surgeon and how he was perceived by his colleagues. Dr. Melendez in particular was skeptical, believing that Shaun might be brilliant, but that he needed oversight due to his difficulties with communication and social skills.
You're very arrogant. Arrogant people don't think they need to lie. So you must be doing this to teach me. I look forward to learning from scut work.
Of course, sitting at home watching, we all knew that Shaun would shine given the right opportunity, and that's what we got in this scene. As Melendez tries to kick Shaun out of a surgery, Andrews steps in and allows Shaun to stay.
Leave our opinions on the wisdom of hiring Dr. Murphy.
That battle is lost. Shaun is here and we have to accept it, and we will treat him like any other resident.
Sir, it's my team.
And it's my department.
It's the first moment where we see how the hospital administration has begun to understand the jackpot they won when they got Shaun.
He's gonna handle anything you throw at him.
Number 7. A rare hug. Depending on the individual, some autistic people have difficulty with physical touch. This includes Sean Murphy, who resists most physical contact, even from people close to him. When 2 patients returning from Malaysia die of a viral respiratory disease, the hospital is quarantined.
I can't, especially not if someone's seriously ill.
We are legally entitled to keep you for as long
They
as...
locked us in. Are we locked in?
The excessive chaos and noise overwhelms Shaun, causing him to collapse. However, the most memorable moment comes in the quarantine part 2, when we see Shaun and Dr. Glassman share a very rare hug.
Very proud of you.
By this time, we've come to learn how much they mean to each other, so getting to see a little affection is beautiful. Number 6. Shaun gets fired. Daniel Dae Kim has been involved behind the scenes of this show since it began. In season 2, the executive producer stepped in front of the camera as the new chief of surgery, Dr. Jackson Hahn.
The hospital's attorney could have handled this on his own, Dr. Hahn.
I understand, but I wanted to be here.
Hahn acknowledges Shaun's talents, but doesn't believe he should be in front of patients, and has him transferred to pathology. This friction finally boils over in the episode Breakdown.
I am a surgeon.
Do you realize that you're proving my point? That you're acting immature, showing that you don't know how to communicate and you can't control your emotions.
I am a surgeon.
Shaun is adamant that he's a surgeon and has an emotional breakdown, and Hahn fires him. We can't help but feel hurt for Shaun and contempt for Hahn. Thankfully, of course, Shaun does end up back where he belongs.
I saved the patient. I deserve to be a surgeon.
Number 5. Shaun asks Carly out. At the end of season 2, Shaun has already come a long way from the first time he stepped into the hospital.
You're not just a doctor, Shaun. You're a good friend. A good person. There are so many things you can do.
Although we were glad to see him back in surgery, his time in pathology did give him a chance to meet Carly. There was clearly chemistry there, but Shaun's difficulty in navigating social norms made it unclear if anything would come of it. Fans were rewarded at the end of the season when Shaun showed up at Carly's house, flowers and chocolates in hand, and asked her out.
On a date?
Yes.
I would love to.
It's a great moment for him, and a clue to what was coming in the next season. He did leave with the flowers and chocolate, but hey, it was still incredibly romantic. Number 4, Claire says goodbye. The season 4 finale gave fans of the show a lot to swallow in terms of story arcs, with the surgeons traveling down to Guatemala to assist local doctors.
But what I didn't hear was one single reason you don't want to do this.
Although a lot happened, the biggest surprise to come out of this visit was Claire's decision to leave San Jose St. Bonaventure Hospital.
You were far too good for us anyway.
She decides to stay in Guatemala and follow her surgical dreams there. Even though Shaun is the center of the show, Claire often felt like the heart of this group of characters.
That people need to move forward. That I hope you're moving forward.
I think I am, Shaun.
Seeing their first and maybe last hug was hard to watch. Number 3, Morgan needs a friend. The season 4 episode Vamos gave us plenty of moving moments. Morgan and Park had been an on-again, off-again couple for the better part of the season. Park was ready to dive right in, while Morgan refused to admit how she felt.
I'm sorry I've been weird. For a year.
Although they profess their feelings later, it's the scene where Morgan tells him that she knows she can never be a surgeon again due to her arthritis that really gets us.
I like being an internist. I just hate failing.
She's a powerhouse in every sense of the word, so to see her vulnerable, especially to him, meant a lot.
For 3 years, I've watched you kick ass at everything. You inspire me and annoy me. Small price to pay.
Number 2, Shaun and Leah's bad news. As much as fans may have wanted to see how Shaun and Leah would be as parents, sometimes it's how characters face tragedy that tells a deeper story.
What do we do now?
In season 4's Dr. Ted, Leah has been admitted to the hospital after collapsing at home in agony.
No signs of preterm labor, and tests on your liver ruled out obstetric cholestasis, and it's not twin-twin transfusion because you're officially not having twins.
Turns out having a baby with a medical genius has a downside.
At first, it seems to be something minor, but slowly the complications in her pregnancy start to add up. It's not long before Shaun gives Leah the news that neither of them ever wanted to hear.
I don't need any more information. We've lost her. We lost her, and this isn't about medical questions anymore.
It's a heartbreaking moment, and one that many parents out there have had the misfortune of living through for real. Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions. Leah proposes. A surprise engagement finishes season 4.
Will you marry me?
Of course. I love you.
I love you too.
Shaun says, I love you. It was a long time coming.
I love you, Leah. I want to be your boyfriend.
Shaun confronts his dad. He finally gets a few things off his chest.
You killed my rabbit, and you killed my brother. So I don't care that you're dying. I don't care at all.
The robbery. Poor Shaun just wanted an apple.
Are you trying to be a hero?
I'm a surgical resident.
Hey, shut the hell up. This isn't a game, man. I'm serious. Put your damn phone and wallet on the ground right now.
A little shook up. An earthquake that would change everything.
I don't know what that was. It could be a practice kiss, or a pity kiss, or a goodbye kiss.
That was. And I'm such a stupid idiot for not seeing it. But I love you with all my heart, Kiss.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. A sad farewell. The end of season 3 saw the departure of one character and a life-altering surgery for another. Morgan successfully saves a patient, but then has to confront the possibility that she may never be able to operate again due to issues with her hands.
You made it clear that saving lives is your first priority. Unfortunately, it may have cost you your career as a surgeon.
However, the biggest surprise was Claire and Melendez's final goodbye. He'd been hurt in the previous episode and was now succumbing to his injuries.
A terrible puller. Maybe the worst I've ever seen.
And I wanted to tell you that I hate your tattoo.
Everything about his departure was gut-wrenching, as he'd gone from antagonist to hero over several years.
I love you.
Too.
If you don't feel something seeing these two share a final moment together, you may want to see your own doctor. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.